favored servant, I guess.
Oh. Tristan looks at Zakari. Well, that explains the undead drow.
Zakari nods.
Is that the only thing she can find?
Yeah, that was the sort of thing that she found at the base of the obelisk.
Is it magical?
No, it's not magical. Made of mithril. Probably can be sold for 100 gold if you want.
It's really pretty, but it doesn't have her house on it. Can she get it? Never mind. It's getting weird now. Oh, this is so pretty.
It's getting weird.
Well, as Alauneari approaches, she does notice that Tristan seems to be mesmerized by a pendant in front of the obelisk, and Zakari sort of looking at it as well.
Oh, what have you found, sister?
What was the name of that house?
Sebastia.
Sebastia. I found a pendant of House Sebastia. And she shows her the pendant.
Alauneari sort of raises an eyebrow. House Sebastia. I see.
One of the undead must have had it on.
Yes.
So, the Baroness has sent troops here?
Ah, yes, the Baroness, of course. I would imagine she had. Do you know exactly, sister? Do you remember what they used these for?
She tells Alauneari that this is... Oh, I might as well just... Well, for what I remember, the Baroness would only give this to one of her most trusted.
Very frowns. And you're sure of this, sister?
That is what you said, was it, Jonas?
Yeah.
Tristan looks at Alauneari determined and says, yes, I am absolutely sure.
Good. Good work.
Thank you!
You said there was some language you did not understand.
Can Alauneari see it? You did well, Zakari.
Alauneari can peer upon the obelisk. Being this close, by the way, the feeling she has had before is vastly amplified standing this close.
She doesn't like it.
Nope.
Kind of wants to break this thing.
Yes, she can see the odd purple flames sort of race across the surface of it, building up and dissolving in these weird jagged runes. What languages?
She speaks like Undercommon and Elven, so she will not be able to.
Why did you come then?
Oh, well, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I assume it's not in Gnomish.
No.
She also take a look at the obelisk sort of from a heal standpoint. See if she notices the thing as well.
Yes, well, she can certainly notice that it looks like to be almost like a bone fragment.
Well, she'll sort of reach out a hand to slowly see if she can touch it.
Tristan will touch it at the same time just to assure her that nothing happens when you touch it.
Make will saves.
Both of us?
Yes.
Are we going to fuse
Nothing
into
happens
one?
If you touch it, make
What? No.
You didn't actually touch it before, you were just reaching out, I think.
No.
Oh, wait,
Yes, and an incredibly alien bone fragment, which results in this
oh god!
incredibly, awkward, aberrant, pool. Nothing bad happens when you touch it, no.
Suddenly, you get a big, a vestigial twin.
Are we gonna fuse now?
She turns into a zombie.
Oh,
well,
I rolled a 4.
Alauneari, when she touches this, she gets the feeling of profound nothingness, like blackness, void, just nothing. There is no power, there is no life, there is not even death. That there is simply nothing. It is the utter end of everything that has ever existed. There's just the complete blackness of the void, and for a second she feels like it is going to completely overwhelm her. and like swallow her, but she can fight it back.
Well,
And she sort of probably pulls out, her inner hatred or whatever to, combat this thing and push it back into the obelisk. Trislin falls unconscious
well, nice knowing
as
you.
as the purple flames sort of race out and take hold of her, and a faint scream can be heard as she falls to the ground.
From
not looking.
Tristan or the obelisk?
Trislin.
Oh. Well, that's embarrassing.
Sakar
The obelisk
disappears.
starts screaming, that would be awkward. And
Immediately stop hacking bodies. Slow, like this, like glowing rotate towards the obelisk.
Alauneari quickly frowned and goes to see if her sister is all right.
Rain does the same, just quickly, kind of check. Aiding Alauneari.
Well, it's hard to say. She's breathing.
All right.
She's not moving though, and she's like trying to wake her or get her attention seems to yield nothing. She seems to be like her body is here, her mind doesn't seem to be.
All right. Well, there will just for Rain to put over here or something.
So nothing new.
So drag her over.
Yeah, like you can't have her in the middle of this thing. Alauneari really doesn't like it. However, she's not really sure what would happen if she were to hit it. Well, if anyone's going to try, it's got to be her, isn't it? She'll take her long spear and try to jab at it, just to see if it sort of reacted in any way.
All right, you stab it with the spear. Nothing happens. It sort of clonks into it and doesn't really seem to happen much.
Doesn't seem to have the strength of bone.
It is if she is attacking, bedrock.
Right, so that's not going to happen then.
you hear Zyn calling over. Are you sure whatever you're doing there's a good idea?
Sugar says, no, it most certainly is not. I wish, however, that this thing would not be here.
Well, I don't
Tristan
think
likes
stabbing it with a spear will change it.
Shakes her head, seeming...
You can make a Arcana or a Religion check.
Religion.
Well, it seems like... it seems like there is not exactly like woven wards around these things, but there are things that sort of anchor this fragment here into this reality. If she could perhaps break them somehow, that would possibly send this thing back to wherever it came from.
Oh.
It would be the... would basically be the equivalent of a like a cure disease spell, for instance.
Well, I be damned.
My thoughts exactly.
Dum dee dum dee dum.
Well, she will attempt to use the remove sickness disease.
A concentration check.
She only has one, so please does this work?
Yes, that is enough. She channels the power of the Demon Lord Agaris into this thing. And the like flaming, skittering runes over it seems to, when the power of Agaris is channeled into it, seems to react violently and try to almost like fight it off, like a living infection of some kind. But again, the power of Agaris and the will of Alauneari's mind is enough to overwhelm it. And as the power sort of takes hold over it, you see like huge cracks forming this thing, and it goes from being as if made of bedrock to be made of as if made of like ash, and it as it I mean these cracks slowly sort of widen, and from them seem to sort of ooze out sort of like almost blackish smoke, and then it sort of shudders, it trembles, and then falls completely into dust, which in just basically vanishes into like black motes that's swirling around, and then they are gone a minute later.
Sure.
The feeling disappears as well.
Well, she sort of looks at it a little struck. She didn't think it would be that easy when she did prepare the spell just for that very reason.
That was remove sickness?
Yes. I mean, that's the one I can cast.
Okay, I guess it's cool that level 1 spells that don't even remotely equal the power of cure disease can get rid of this thing. Okay.
Perhaps killing the zombies weakened it.
Uh-huh.
Don't question the DM. But yeah, I agree. Well, that's one thing to think of, I guess.
Yeah, as was pointed out, it's not really much power you channel into it. It seemed to crumble easily. As you do, though, Trislin stirs and opens her eyes.
Alauneari will nod to Rain. As she turns to her sister and says, are you alright?
Does she feel any form of anything?
She feels like she has a headache. She's tired. She feels like she has been dipped in a bucket of ice water. Apart from that, she feels kind of okay.
Okay, I feel like I drank some of Rilinid's stuff in his room, but after that I'm okay. She does that all the time, by the way.
Sneak in and drink stuff from his room.
Yeah.
I wonder what this green liquid does.
Well, does the pool seem to change in any way?
The incandescent light of the pool seems to falter away, and whatever strange glow was over this area is now only the jungles. The pool seemed to have lost much of its influence.
Can I get Sakari back? Please.
You will probably have to resummon him.
Yeah, it takes
Yes.
1 minute to resummon.
You can pop up after a minute.
Well, everyone wants to get off this island.
Okay.
You do notice also that the pool seemed to shrink as you walk over it, as if the slime is sort of being dragged in under this island, sort of sucked in, and it seems to disappear.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Well, that was fun.
As you approach, you will probably see Zyn looking at you, clearly having no idea what just happened, and he looks like he would appreciate a explanation of sorts.
And they look and says, this was a wound in reality, a plague, if you will, upon the jungle. I merely attempted to see if suppressing the disease would return it to wherever it came from. It seemed that was enough to make the thing collapse upon itself and pull itself back. I do not think that someone has recently put it here.
Tristan will look at her shot. Does it still light, or has it disappeared?
It doesn't seem to be doing anything.
So it doesn't light anymore?
Nope.
Aww. She looks disappointed.
Well, then looks about as confused as before, perhaps even more so. And says, a wound in reality. I see. I think. But it is gone now.
They're not. Yes, I believe so. Perhaps these weirds are indeed such. I have felt similar things near the other ones. However, they did not have a focal point, if you will. Center. They seem to be coming from somewhere far away. Perhaps on the Isle of Seven Horns.
Do you think that these wounds are being inflicted intentionally upon our world?
Lynn looks at Alauneari. Do you think the Baroness did this?
No, I do not think so. I think the Baroness simply is interested. We have heard the rumors that there's something in here that scares her. And I think this might very well be it. It is only speculation, but I would imagine that this is, well, one of two things, perhaps both. Once there was a great battle fought here, a great conflict, and in that some wounds might have been caused upon the land that fester, and this is the result. This is the pus, if you will. Or this is simply the cracks appearing as something is pressing towards this place, something so mighty that reality simply begins to warp at the intention of it being here. That is more worrying. However, it seems that is also more likely. I do not wish to stay in this jungle for too long.
Tristan looks at Alauneari, but I don't understand. The obelisk showed me where the pendant was.
It showed you?
It light up the pendant. It was buried.
Sister, I don't doubt your expertise in this field. However, I will say that conclusion to me sounds utterly wrong. These things do not have a will, if you will. They are below primal. They don't really want anything.
Then why did it light up the pendant?
She reflects a hand. Accident, I would say. A lucky one, perhaps.
Tristan looks at Zacharias, and what do you think? He at least saw it too.
Zacharias shrugs.
Tristan is sad that her shard is not lighting up anymore.
I'll never remind herself to try the same thing on that thing.
No!
You can't walk about with warped reality things. It's not healthy.
She does not know the shard was lighting up.
No. But she knows she saw it.
No, she didn't.
Not that it lit up, no.
And certainly looks like he's trying very hard to comprehend what's going on, but clearly failing. But he does say, an accident, you say. I don't believe in coincidences, sister. Not here and not anywhere.
Imagine this. You are in a dark room. You have never been outside. You know not of any doors or windows or anything else but this room. Suddenly, someone opens a door just barely. These pools, gestures, is the light that slips in through the cracked open door.
But you just said whatever it is has no sentience. Sentience.
Yes, I do not believe these pools have any sentience. They are a byproduct of something that might have.
And that something might be able to act through that thing that you just removed?
Shakes your hand. I don't think so. it is what I removed. As I said, I don't think it is something deliberate. It seemed to be simply a fragment, something left over here, a splinter in a finger. It is not something that its level of power and capability would be far below something of such a cataclysm.
So it was left here unintentionally.
I think so.
Then checks his head. I don't know if that is supposed to be reassuring or not. Whatever caused this.
I would think it not.
If you think that we might find more things like this on the Isle, then perhaps it would be worth checking out. I mean, knowing more about this would certainly help us. In some form or another, I imagine.
She doesn't say anything else. Yeah, she will glance towards Rilinid. She would like his input on this. She doesn't really... She feels like she's in deep at the moment.
Not even listening to the conversation. Doesn't even care. Amount of times he's heard Alauneari pontificate about something. Hacking at zombie.
Alright.
He seems
Well, he doesn't.
preoccupied.
After putting on armor again.
And say, well, I do not know if the Sand will really appreciate what we did here today. I don't think they really care one way or the other. It was simply to them a curiosity.
Do they need to know what we did here?
Not necessarily, however, I see no reason to keep it a secret for them.
I see no reason to tell them. Unless you think they might have more information, which I don't think they would.
They might find it fascinating, and if there is indeed something threatening this place, they would be as sure to wish it stopped as we would. Actually, they would be a lot more sure to wish it destroyed.
Decide me who's going to tell them anyway.
After all, we can simply leave.
Zyn just shrugs. He clearly thinks that telling the Zan everything is not a good idea.
Well, Miko is going to tell them anyway.
Miko is going to tell them. That's a good point.
For a spy.
Can he-
look at this and say, I suppose then that we should move on.
Yeah, let's move. This not being a very interesting place anymore.
Are there any more of the zombies that need destruction?
No, they are quite thoroughly destroyed.
Alright. There should be nothing keeping us here then. Alauneari will inquire to the small sort of crater and go take a quick look at that.
Sure. Yeah, it looks odd. As I said, as if a huge boulder hit here just recently and then suddenly just picked up and left.
Alright.
Or if
There's no chance
if
anywhere?
the finger of God, descended from the heavens and smashed the land, and then it's gone again.
And it appears to be recent.
Yes, very recent.
Very recent, as in hours or days or weeks?
You can make a tracking to try to suss that out.
Let's make a tracking.
So.
Plus 2. 20.
You would say that this is something. I mean, from the wounds of the land, so to speak, and the crushed mushrooms, etc. You would say that this was done maybe a day ago. The area where it's smashed into the soil, judging from the angle, the spores, I would say that when it left it was probably maybe an hour ago, or even shorter, very recently.
Well, that is disconcerting, and then we'll share that information with Alauneari at least, and anyone who cares to listen.
Well, we will feel puzzled that we did not hear a crash when such a thing came down. If it was so recent. And, So
Is the area like uniformly flattened, or like a
Yes,
crater, or like a footprint?
it is circular.
how
Basically-
smoothly, how perfectly circular.
Pretty perfectly circular.
Right, so most likely not natural.
And as far as you can say, it's not a footprint. It is if someone picked up a big flat rock and pushed it down.
Perhaps the gnomes built a giant flying saucer and landed here. Who
I
knows?
have to say, they ran out of fuel, dumped down here, put some goo in it.
How long ago was the timetable
Drop circles.
suggested?
The impact, the crash, probably a day or two. The signs though point at it up and left, like as I said, less than an hour ago. If even that long, it's hard to. Sin is not sure on the exact timetable as it is, but he will say that it is very fresh, like someone just walked past here.
Someone warped just past here.
Walked.
Oh yes, the Enterprise landed here.
Can ask the bat to look around.
Well, the bat isn't really trained to the point where it can be very useful.
Huh.
Can hunt, and that's about it.
Hunt flying saucer.
Squeak.
Fetch flying saucer.
Find item.
Comes back with a Holy Avenger. Well, while you plan on where to go next, I will quickly visit the bathroom. Be right back.
Ooh, bathroom break.
Well, I think the plan was to go to Zan and tell him to pick up their dead.
And then the
go
Isle
to the Isle. Yeah, to
fight
kill
the
a
witch or
snake.
whatever, and check out the weird brain.
Well, right. That might be.
Why
Sure,
did we-
do that.
Where do we park our sub? 0911?
I'll be right back.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So that's a powerful bat.
Bat.
Is
7
it?
hit points.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know.
Right, so everyone is
That's
break,
it. That's
or
its
did you-
attack. Then let's see its attack.
Its attack is equally amazing. Let's see.
I want to see its fabulous attack.
Did you decide anything, or are you?
We are likely going to go to the Zyn first to inform them that they can pick up their dead.
Yep.
And then to the Isle
All right.
to probably kill the witch.
Mm.
Because why not?
And then I don't know. Maybe do this gets roll, and then I don't know.